as I see feelings change. I had no one to hold me close when I was feeling pain.
You complete your 4 years in the Navy.
Yeah.
You back in the hood with this newfound knowledge, this background. You got a street background now. You went and got discipline. You got this tactical background now. What direction you looking to go into at this point? I believe you mentioned college.
Okay, so when I came out the Navy, I used my GI Bill, right? And I went to Southeastern. First I went to Southeastern. I did a year of Southeastern, then I transferred to Southern. And I took up psychology. Psychology with a concentration in substance abuse. Because I wanted to know how the mind work, right?
Right.
I wanted to know, like, and it was all stemming from my father. I was trying to understand what would make a man, right, with 10 kids, do drugs, and then make that drastic mistake. You know what I mean? But I realized, you know what I mean, he was out his body. The influence, like when you think about drugs, when I learned about drugs, I learned that drugs is potions, pharmacy, pharmaci, all that stems to witchcraft. When I got all that, supreme knowledge gives you supreme responsibility, and it opens your mind up to learn your environment. And I started accepting certain things. Like now, bro, me and my dad cool, you know, it's like I had to learn to forgive. Cause like unforgiveness in your heart is like a virus. It's gonna eat you up inside. Like I had all that hate. Remember I told you I had to throw away? I wanted to kill my daddy. Like all that hate. And when I had my son, I don't want to pass that on to my kids. Cause that's what we gonna end up doing. Passing on our kids through substance abuse and abuse. And I wanted my son and my children, I want them to see something different in life.
How hard was that as a young black man of your stature, confronting your dad after all those years, after knowing he hadn't killed your mom, after knowing that changed the trajectory of your life? How was that confronting him? You say y'all cool now. How was that?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, like, remember when I keep telling you, with knowledge, understanding comes accountability and responsibility, right? So I'm spiritual, right? I grew up in the church. So when Peter asked Jesus, how many times should we forgive? Jesus was like 70 times 70, right? So here I am every night saying my prayers, asking God to forgive me, but I can't forgive the person that has wronged me. And through forgiveness, I had to understand the whole situation.
Right.
Like I had to look at that situation in real time.
Right.
Like remember I told you, my dad that got hit in the head with a blunt object.
Right. You actually had to take your bias out of it.
Yeah, I really did. And like it was complicated at first, but that's when I told you, the man child can't do that.
Right.
Right? So with all the knowledge that I got, I had to understand that, okay, man, my daddy didn't wake up that day and say, you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna kill these children mama. He didn't set out to do that day. You know what I mean? You gotta understand that we don't fight against flesh and blood, we fight against principalities. You get what I'm saying?
There's a spiritual warfare going on out
So
here.
that's why I started studying the mental. You know what I mean? Because the body dies. It's the mind that don't die.
Right.
You know what I mean? So once I learned that, once I figured out that, man, sat down, talked to my daddy, forgave my daddy, and the weight of the world, dude, it was off my shoulder, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest to you. I was going to Hawaii, Mexico, all these places. I couldn't enjoy them because I was mad. First thing I do when I got off the ship, man, let's find a liquor store, get drunk. You know what I mean? Let's find the good marijuana.
You was suppressing something. You was running from something.
I'm suppressing it, you know what I mean? Let's get high, let's get drunk, right? So I knew that, but I knew, man, that this wasn't my route. This wasn't where I was supposed to be. So I had to come to grips with that. Like, I tell people all the time, everybody, yeah, counseling is good. I never got counseling. I had to self-correct. And when you learn how to self-correct, like, you learn that life, you could do this your own self, because I'm going to be honest with you. everybody say, oh, you need to find somebody to talk to. But we all know if you talk to somebody, all they're going to do is turn around and tell your business.
Right.
People don't trust people like that. So my advice to these young people going through it, I'm going to tell you like this. You can self-correct. Write down your problems, like write down your day-to-days, what you doing today, journal. I journal in free form, poetry, short stories. What I was going through last week, you go back and you read it when you're going through a similar situation.
Right.
And guess what you gonna say? Well, dang, bro, it was hard last week and I made it. Well, this what I'm going through now, dude, I can make it.
It could always
Like,
be worse.
yeah, it could be worse. Like, and going overseas, going to Mexico, like when I first hit Tijuana, when I saw them people living in a hut with a dirt floor, man, I realized, yeah, I was poor. Yeah, I didn't have a lot, but we wasn't worse than them. You get what I'm saying? We had flows in our house. We had running water. You know what I mean? We had food. It might have been commodity cheese, but I learned how to put that cheese on some toast, put it in the oven, make the best cheese toast ever. You know, you learn, man. So that's what I'm saying. If anybody out there can get this, man, you gotta check yourself. Like Ice Cube, remember the song Cube had? Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Right.
Because when you all alone, you ain't gonna get no counseling. At 2 o'clock in the morning, when the devil riding you, telling you to playing mental gymnastics with you, ain't no counselors there, ain't no sponsor there.
Right.
Preacher not gonna be there, teacher not gonna be there, mom ain't gonna be there, dad ain't gonna be there. It's on you, bro. What you gonna do?
A lot of people need to hear that, man.
Yeah. So
A lot of people need to hear that.